All right, we recording, my dude. I wish there were chairs here. Are there not chairs here?
Right? No, none.
So we literally have to stand the whole time.
Well, I'm sitting down right now. I'm just playing and standing.
Yeah, I can't
Whatever
do
the
that.
fuck's
I have
called.
leg triggers. So what I'll do is I'll do one of these and pretend that I'm sitting down having a Coke, a cola. I can't grab onto this
Coca-Cola.
thing and pull it near me. Anyways, so what do you want to start off with today, Tom?
Well, hello, friends, and oh my fucking dog. What's up, guys? Fucking piece of shit, dog. Pack off. Hello, once again to the Brotaku Hour. This is Tom, the big, fluffy, sexy blue, pink rabbit. Not blue, but pink. And you
Yeah.
are.
I'm Tate. You can't
You are,
see me,
yeah.
but as you can see from where I am Akira from Persona 5. He's just
Hell yeah.
this, whatever you want to call that.
Mm.
If you had
This and
any
slot.
doubts about his sexuality, they are now confirmed.
All right. Well,
Got him.
I think we should start off with the recaps again. Fucking we saw Citrus. We saw that one. Well, actually, I guess we should start off with starting off with we're doing a different venue, right? We're in the VR world.
Yeah,
Turns
we're in
out
the VR
VR is
world.
pretty fucking dope.
It's
Pretty
because
fucking
it's all
dope.
about some anime waifus and whatnot.
What better place to go than the world where there's a bunch of anime bitches? I say, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, most of the anime waifus have been traps, so just Batman.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
we
okay
can start
though.
off
I
with
mean,
fucking
as long as they
yeah.
don't talk,
as, as
Then
long
you
as
know
they
they're a
don't
dude.
talk, it's fine.
I can use the force, dude.
We should not. I listen. What the fuck? No, you.
Like that. Check it out. Uh-oh, it's on the table now. All right, go ahead and
Well,
say what you're gonna
let's
say.
start off with fucking with the recaps. With this week, where we watched main fucking Citrus, fucking Overlord, shit like that. Right now, first off, I want to start on Overlord because last episode was fucking hype, was it not?
It was
Isn't
pretty
it
dope. Sebas
fucking-
is so freaking crazy, dude.
Sebastian knew best girl, in my opinion. Fucking just super awesome. Like his character, like I know like how in the whole Overlord series, Momon, or what's his name? Yeah, Momonga-sama, right? That's his name. That's his avatar
Momongo.
name.
Yeah.
He-
Lord
Yeah, he
Einzulgaun.
Alzugaun. He's named after this guild. And oh fuck. And I know he was trying to, like, with the whole Lizardman arc, he's trying to get his NPCs or the NPCs to develop some sort of thinking process, right? Like to think for themselves, that they don't need to rely on Momonga-sama for every little detail that's going on. And I like how like, besides the fact that everyone else kind of following Momonga-sama, fucking Sebastian is following his creator, which was Touch Me, Lord Touch Me or whatever.
Lord touch me.
Fucking, which I think was still one of the best fucking like jokes. Like it's a super, like, it's very serious, right? The anime is very serious. It goes along with like that whole like prostitution shit, and it was like the anime is taken very seriously. So when it adds like little jokes like that, it's like it's hard to, like, should I be laughing? I mean, obviously I did, but like, should I be laughing? Should I not be laughing? But
I think it's
I
part
think
of the
that
comedy.
yeah. Is it considered a comedy?
Well, that part is. That's called comedic relief.
Yeah, sure. I guess if it's too serious. Oh fuck! If it was taken serious the whole time, I guess it wouldn't be as good anime as it is, right? But
Yeah.
I definitely like Sebastian, how he's like developing his own thought process. He's not so much the way Overlord or Momonga-sama or the rest of them are developing. He's developing his own way through Lord Touch Me. He remembers, things that Lord Touch Me would say during the game or whatever. So it's pretty awesome. And just seeing him just fucking like be a badass is super dope. It's kind of black butlery, but I definitely I dig it a lot.
I haven't seen Black Butler, so I don't know much about that. But I can
I've seen
attest
a couple
for,
episodes.
badassery is recognized worldwide. When you look at Sebas and like the world around him, the fact that everybody can see immediately that he's just an extreme badass, like that he's like way up there on the scale, you know.
Dude, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I like how he's developing. I like how everyone else is like, oh, especially like that whole fear of death thing. I don't want to
Yeah,
give
it's
too much
pretty dope.
spoilers. It's just like it's pretty dope. And also we saw move on. So we saw Citrus, right? It's
Yeah, Citrus
fucking
is beautiful. It's a wholesome love story.
between two lesbian sisters, cousins, or not cousins, but sisters,
But still wholesome.
stepsisters, whatever.
All right, it's wholesome.
Still wholesome. I mean, it actually is. It's not like, I mean, yeah, there are some like I don't know what you would call them, fan servicey or not even fan servicey. It's just things that I guess other people find turn on, but like it's pretty important. Like you know how we talked about prior that as long as ecchi is serving a purpose, I'm fine with it. And like they have that like the makeout scene or whatever, like the between the the friend, the childhood friend, and the younger sister. The what I can't think of the black haired sister's name. Fucking May. Yeah.
May.
Yeah, May. Um, they had that little makeout scene, which most people were like, "Oh, it's fucking that's weird." Well, they put that in, but it served a purpose, right? Like it ultimately pushes the plot forward. I don't know what you think.
I don't know. I enjoy everything about that show, as far as I can tell. So far. It started out as like gonna be the smut of the season, but instead of it being smut, it turned into wholesome, and I'm still okay with it. Generally, I'm not into that wholesome thing, except for like
Yeah.
slice of life. But for the most part, I think this show is like it's up there. But there's way better airing this season, and both of them are shows that you're not watching.
Yeah, dude, I can't fucking. Well, you put it on my computer now, and I'm definitely gonna fucking start spam watching them and try to catch up so that way we can talk about it. It's depressing not to when shit's not on Crunchyroll, right? Because like that's the only way. Yo, you just throwing shit now?
Yeah, go ahead. It's depressing because what?
It's depressing because I can't. It's not on Crunchyroll. I usually can't watch it, right?
Right.
Fucking dude, it's I don't know. So, what are you thinking about anime in general this season? What? How
Eh.
you feeling about it?
This season, it's like, oh man, how do you grab this? There's this fidget spinner on the ceiling. Can you reach that?
Nope, I cannot. I'm shorter than you.
You know what? Hold on, let me break this wall for a moment and just do this. Step on the couch. All right, there we go. Check it out, dude.
Yo, VR is pretty fucking awesome. I know that we saw Your Name
What were
Is
we
in
talking
VR. It's
about?
fucking.
Oh, Kokoku and Violet Evergarden. This man is not watching them. Why?
Because it's not on fucking Crunchyroll. If I
It's
can't
on
see
your
it on
computer
Crunchyroll, I
now.
can't see.
Both of them.
It's true. It is. It is. But dude, we've been busy this whole fucking past few days. We've been like, not drinking. I've been drinking pretty hard these past few days. Fucking since Saturday, well, since Friday. But Saturday we saw that fucking movie in VR, which is fucking dope. By the way, I like the fact that we could just fucking be in VR watching this shit with like all these other motherfuckers,
Except
and then
for after
afterwards just fuck.
like 30 minutes of sitting there staring at that in VR, I was like, I'm gonna take this off and watch it on the TV.
The TV. Yeah, I just came over to the next room, fucking started drinking some beers. But that shit is awesome, yo. Like
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
fucking,
really bringing people together. I like that. It's kind of like
I
the first week of Pokemon Go.
yeah, it's exactly right. Except this lasts longer
Mm-hmm.
by
It already has.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
By 2 whole weeks. It seems to be getting bigger too. So hopefully, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't know,
You
dude.
wouldn't do that in our
Oh,
normal
my legs are
podcast.
broken. There we go. Yeah, I've got leg trackers in this game, so I can like kick him. So let's move on to the next topic, anime related. Maybe we haven't. Did we cover? I was talking to Master earlier, right? We were talking about Trigger,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I really don't like Trigger. I don't like Trigger at all. So let's say Kill la Kill. when they worked with Gainax and did Gurren Lagann. I don't
Yes.
like Gainax either because they did NGE. I don't like Little Witch Academia. I don't like Darling in the Franxx. I don't like any of those that are related to Trigger at
I
all.
heard Darling and the Franxx is pretty good.
FLCL. Of course you're going to hear that because there is a cult following behind Trigger. Anything Trigger makes, they could literally shit on the ground and all of those people would love it. That's just how it is. And, like majority rules. So the guy who's wrong is me, because I'm not a
Well,
part of that majority.
It's all about just like what you like. It's all subjective, right?
Right.
It's
It
not.
is subjective, but when it comes to like what is right, what is wrong, it's politics. Majority always rules. That's just how shit is. So the majority says Trigger's good, and I say Trigger's bad, and they make the same show over and over and over and over again. I don't get it. So how do you feel about like Kill la Kill or FLCL?
So I know we talked about this before, but like Kill la Kill had one of the funniest like scenes in anime, in my opinion, when fucking the big ass dude was falling down the stairs and there's other dude like running down it, and like each panel, like you would think it'd get fucking boring. Like it's like a Tom and Jerry type feel to it, right? Where like they like or Scooby Doo, where people are, like running across the rooms, and it's the same fucking shit for like a good 30 to 40 seconds, but it was funny, right? It was just that slapstick comedy. But other than that, I think I think those animes are good, and they're good to have because it helps people get introduced to anime. It's just like their gateway drug, if you will, gateway anime to other anime. Eventually, once they start getting into that phase where they start just consuming a shitload of anime, they eventually at some point are gonna get to like, holy shit, this is Shaft, this is not Trigger, this is better, right? Like, or they can be like, they can be like, oh, now I understand. Back then, that's kind of like kiddish, because like even now, like I see it in like
That's the thing,
Trigger
though.
or
You're so young to anime that you haven't seen the communities. The communities, they don't work like what you're thinking. They don't grow into this. Oh well, now that I look back, this isn't as good as what I thought in hindsight. They hold on to those things. That's why Full Metal Alchemist is still number one when it comes to like my anime list and stuff like that. It's because people watched it when they were like 11, and the nostalgia factor is way more powerful than something that actually makes you feel something. Like I remember watching Dragon Ball Z. I loved Dragon Ball Z. We watched the living fuck out of Dragon Ball Z. It is very dear to my heart. But if I were to go back and watch it right now, again, and compare it to the shit that I've seen, that show is absolute garbage. It is literally 6 episodes of a dude charging up. It's
well, I mean,
trash.
you gotta think it's like 20 years old. It can't
That's
hold
what
up
I'm
to
saying. Full Metal Alchemist came out
Yeah.
in like what? The 2009 or something like that?
4? Yeah.
Brotherhood is what I'm talking about. So
Oh yeah.
it's been a significant amount of time, and anime keeps getting better. Every single year, they make better shows, in my opinion. Violet Evergarden this year is tops. There is nothing better than that animation right now. That is the best fucking animation in any anime I've ever seen, ever. And it's only going to keep getting better. But people will hold on to that Full Metal Alchemist. They'll say, "Oh, the story carries it." It was made back then. The anime or the animation doesn't really matter compared to nowadays stuff. They have better technology, like that. They hold on to it, just like I hold on to Cowboy Bebop. I love Cowboy Bebop. I'll give it a best rating that I ever did because I love it so much. But I can also sit back and recognize that as anime gets better, as studios make better anime, the technology gets better, whatever it is. That's going to be better than the other thing. The story might be better in some shit show.
So do you think that if like Full Metal Alchemist and like Kill la Kill and all those other triggers get like an updated version where it's like the animation is better, super top notch, do you think it would sway your opinion?
It depends on who makes it.
Say Shaft wrote it, or Shaft does the animation or whatever.
Well,
Do you
okay.
think?
Now, it's not for Full Metal Alchemist. It's not just about that for me. For the people that
Right.
have the nostalgia factor, of course they're going to hate it. That's natural. Somebody who liked something, if they remake it, they're automatically going to hate it. Pretty much like the new Star Wars and shit like that. It's just how people function. They hold on to that nostalgia. Me, I don't have that nostalgia factor for NGE or not
Well, what
NGE. I'm
about
sorry,
think about
FMA.
yeah. Well, think about like the last one. I know this is not really necessarily anime, but fucking the remake,
Right.
fucking hit. It just fucking swung it out of the parks. People are fucking ranting and raving about it. Like it's one of the more better, well received reboots, not reboots, but yeah, reboots. Remake. It's fucking, or people are fucking just beating off to it. So I think that if it's done well, if the direction's done well and the animation's done well, I think that like I mean, I don't know,
Sure,
like
that's
there's
what
some
I'm
stories like
saying,
for
but
instance,
my beef
yeah,
with
I can't think
FMA
of
is not about
yeah.
that kind of stuff. My beef is about their story. So if they kept everything the same as far as the story, but changed the animation and the voice acting and stuff like that, I still wouldn't like it because they still have the stupid slapstick comedy that fucks up the entire darkness of the show, and that just throws me off. If they change the story a
Well,
little
what,
bit
what
to
about the
follow the same
yeah
arc lines, but like more dark, like think Psychopaths dark. There's slapstick in Psychopaths,
yeah?
but not nearly as much as FMA. Think like the overall tone of Psychopaths is like the shit of humanity.
So what separates Overlord and FMA, right? Like, because we were talking about it, like how it has kind of like that the comedy within it, like the comic relief. What separates like bad comic relief from good comic relief?
So for me, what separates Overlord is that we are set in a different, we are set in a world where Isekai, he's in a different world, you know. So we
Yeah.
have this notion that this guy knows a fuckload of shit. Like it's not kidding itself. Like going to Full Metal Alchemist, and these two kids are like 15 years old and are somehow more wise than the entire fucking world. uh, they've done the taboo, yet they're happy go lucky all the time, just going through shit. And they're like, oh, everything's great until the dude makes the dude and the little girl into a dog. That sucks, whatever. But then, like,
That sucks.
all I'm trying to get at here is that, like, you're comparing apples to oranges for sure because they're way different genres. But in Overlord, I think the reason it still resonates with me is because of the massive amount of power, the overpoweredness of the main character. He's from another world and he has a fuckload more information than the rest of the world. So everything plays out into his hands. The other characters are cool and everything like that, but Momoga-sama is like literally a god, and that's where you want to project yourself into that situation. I can't project
See, I don't
myself
know if
into the situation of fucking Full Metal Alchemist dudes.
I maybe I can because I get the whole like the whole parent missing whatever, but more so like it's hard for me to project like we talked about in another world with my smartphone. Like it's hard for me to project, and not even hard for me, it's just to me it seems dumb to project myself into something because like there's never going to be a situation where you're all powerful, all knowing, you're God. Like it seems unrealistic, therefore it seems childish to me, right? It's
Right.
like why would I want to project myself into something like that when I can project myself into something like Sebastian? I think Sebastian is like because right now I could easily project myself into Sebastian as opposed to Momonga-sama. Momonga-sama, yeah, it's like yeah, if I were in another world and like in my computer, like in WoW or whatever, right? But Sebastian feels more real to me because I feel like he's like, well, I'm stuck between duty and what's right, right? On one hand, my heart or my mentor or whoever has taught me to do this one way, but my allegiance or my superiors, whatever, is telling me to do another, right? So it's like, on one hand, you could argue both sides. You could say, well, you should definitely stick to Momonga-san and be loyal because that's what you're created solely for that, or not even just that, but like there should be a sense of loyalty. You defend him, he defends you in the long run, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, you know, are you willing to, die or live on your stomach or die on your feet? If you feel like your morals should trump all else, then that's something you should die for. And so that's why he's like I say, he's kind of like battling it out right now within himself, and that's why like I can be like, I've been there, I've been in that situation before. I haven't been in a place where like I'm so powerful that I'm just like, oh fuck it, you get what I'm saying? Like it's easier to project myself into someone who's going through struggles than someone who's just got it all, right?
I disagree because I think that the difference between me and you here is that my my feeling of fantasy versus real life is very, very separate. So like when I come into VR, everything's fucking different. When I go into any video game, I may be a fucking dick or I may be like the nicest guy in the world, but it's completely different than who I am when I'm out in the real world. For you, this is like if me and you were to have a fight in the video game, you would still be
Right.
upset in real life.
Right.
it for me it's different. If me and you got into a fight in a video game because I don't want to go raid with you or in World of Warcraft or something, it's like I don't want to raid with you because your gear's not good enough and you're not a good enough player. You might take offense to that and take it to the real world and be like, oh, I'm just not good enough or whatever. Me, I'm gonna come over to your house and be like, what's up, dude? And I'll be like,
Right.
it's not a problem, you know? Like it's completely separate.
I think
Our ideas of fantasy are very, very different.
it's. I guess yeah, I can definitely see what you're trying to say, but the only difference is, when I'm not so much thinking about this as a game, I'm thinking about this as like a story, right? Like a story that I can put myself behind. A game, again, yeah, it's something that we can eventually, we can play it out, right? We can play it to whatever we want to be. Like eventually I can be all powerful, whatever the fuck, right? I can get that gear. But in the story, like it's kind of written one way or how the fucking author envisioned it, right?
Well,
So
to
it's
be
like,
frank with you, I think you're doing fantasy wrong if you're unable to project yourself into somebody who has more than you. That's the whole reason fantasy
but
exists is
isn't
that
that fantasy? Fantasy exists to just be, whatever your wildest imaginations. Like again, we're going in a world where, or I'm projecting myself into a demon butler who fucking moves like crazy, just like super powerful, but still trying to find a moral high ground, right? Like that's still fantasy. It's just a different type of fantasy. Again, not that I can't project myself out onto Momonga-sama or the guy from you one of the worlds with a smartphone. It's just that it's boring, right? Like if he has it all,
for
there's no.
you because you're making that
Yeah,
connection. It's like you have to not think about that character existing. This is why A1 Pictures makes their characters like as basic as possible. Black hair, fucking normal ass eyes, normal size. They don't have anything particular about them because you're supposed to project yourself. I'm in this situation, not him. And then would I make that decision right there? Yeah, probably. Would I make that decision right there? Yeah, probably. That's what they're trying to get for you is that it's like, what if you woke up one day and you were in this video game and you had all this knowledge and you were like way overpowered compared to everybody else? How much fun would you have? Because I would be all about that shit.
I think. Have you seen Death March? You've seen Death March this season,
Yeah, I've
right?
been watching it.
I think I because I can get behind the guy. The guy seems more charismatic. I can get behind the main dude because he's still doing his. He's still got he's overpowered as fuck. But the challenge is for him to blend in, right? Like
Right.
that's as opposed to like Momonga Samba, who yeah, he's trying to blend in, but he's still an OP knight and he's still drawing attention to himself. And then there's the fucking in another world on a smartphone where what the fuck his name is. He's not even trying to blend in. He's just kind of just like, oh, I'm OP as fuck, right? But then like you have this guy from Death March. Like his trial is he doesn't want to stick out. He doesn't. He just feels like it wouldn't be convenient for him or whatever. And even then, there's like certain like he couldn't hold the sword, that holy sword, because he wasn't a hero, right? He didn't have the title hero, so he
Mhm.
couldn't hold the fucking sword. So he decided, well, that was like those are like trials that he has to still get over. Like there's still some kind of challenge, right? And like I still like Overlord because there's still some kind of challenges there. Like he's still
Social
going, but like
challenges, yeah.
definitely I do. But definitely in another world with a smartphone, I just can't. I don't stand. I can't stand it. It's a terrible anime for me, in my opinion.
Oh god. I actually really enjoyed it.
I couldn't. I couldn't. I just.
I don't know. To me, like projecting is like that's how I enjoy anime to begin with. I look at the main character and I'm like, do I want to be in that situation? Answer is almost always yes. And would I make any of the decisions that main character did? If the answer is yes on even one of those, I feel that I can project into that person. Like for instance, Hikigaya, I know he's a genius and I don't match that, but a lot of his decisions regarding social situations I agree with and I resonate with very, very much so. Because when I was in high school, that's how I was. I just wanted to fucking stay away from people. So like that's why I really like that character, is because he feels like someone that I could be potentially, as long as, I were a fucking genius.
Oh,
Wow,
that floats.
these dice do not fall. What the fuck? How are you supposed to roll? I don't understand. Well, goodbye, die.
You don't. Goodbye. Well,
And our fidget spinner went somewhere too. Yeah,
yeah. There's another one up there. Yo. So something that's not anime related.
that was late.
You want to talk about? Do you want to talk about the
axe throwing.
fucking flying axes?
All right, so me and Tom today, we went to a place called Flying Axes. Oh shit, I can't say the name of the place because they'll know where the fuck we are. All right,
Okay,
we
there's
went
a
to a
place where you throw
place
axes.
where we throw axes and drink beer. And we threw some axes. I crushed Tom. He didn't even stand a
For
chance,
good,
not even in the first round. You crushed me in the first round. He crushed me in the first round, but after that, I got my groove.
But
And
then, like for a good hour, he just whooped my ass. I could not figure it out.
yeah, I got
But
really
towards
good at
the
it.
end, dude, yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. Fucking landed like consistently just bullseyes. I was like, for a while, I just could not. I kept hitting with the handle. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Am I just retarded? And it's just like, I don't know. Fucking, but
You
yeah,
lost your
that
groove
shit
for
is like,
sure.
yeah. Like I said, I think what had happened was like I was kind of stiff at the beginning, and when I figured out how to throw with like my stiff arm, I'm like, all right, this is good. But then I warmed up, and like it's just like lifting, right? So it's just like when I started warming up, like I got loose, and it's just like
Right.
it's just different all over. So I just kept like fucking chucking these things and hitting with the handle.
I still got
But
my grip
eventually,
on this controller, just like I was throwing it.
you just got throw it into your fucking
Yeah,
TV. Just
those two bottom fingers, dude, that really helped. As soon as she did that, I was Gucci the entire time.
this fucking yeah, dude. Anyone who hasn't tried it yet needs to definitely fucking get into it.
Yeah,
Needs to
if you've
definitely
got
fucking start throwing.
that seems really like. Wait a minute. What is this? Ramp on, ramp off? What am I turning on and off?
I don't know.
Anyways, so if you have a place near you that lets you throw axes while drinking beer, go check it out. Wait, this is a recording
Definitely
thing.
worth it.
Check it out, dude.
Yeah.
You can change the like cameras and shit. Look at that. Somebody hooked them up with this. So once you're holding it, you can like change something.
Well, I think we can end it here. It's a different kind of a podcast, so
Yeah,
we're getting used to
like
the
30
feel
minute.
for it. So I'm content with it. What we got so far.
Check
Look
that
at
out,
us.
dude.
Well, do you want to sign off then?
We can if you want. Hey,
All right.
why does my mic show up on that? That's weird. Oh, never mind. Oh
You mean?
yeah, it's there. This just floats. Yeah, we'll sign out. What do you want to say for the ending?
It was fun. Hopefully we can get this shit figured out. We got some people gonna give us some critique and shit, so we can
What people?
yeah.
Who are you linking
Fucking
this
Massa
to?
said to post. Massa said put it on Discord.
Oh
So
God, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Tate's such a pretentious little shit because he doesn't like Kill the Kill." Oh shit, fucking dab right there. But yeah, it landed right up. I'm just saying, they're all gonna be like, "Wow, what a fucking prick! This guy doesn't like Kill the Kill. Fuck him. This guy doesn't like Full Metal Alchemist. Fuck that guy. They already don't like me anyways. So whatever."
Fuck you.
I can't remember the
you
last time I gave a
bastard.
shit. So
True.
all
All
right,
right, homie. Well, in that case, my name is El Grande. I'm
Tom.
good with El Grande. Tom.
Well, El Grande, and I am Tate, and that was our podcast in the Pokelaws world. Later.
Hell yeah. Later.
Later. All right.
Oh God, you're inside me.